Welcome to Space to Ground. I'm Nilofer Ramji. A return to Earth and something spicy. Here's what happened this week aboard the International Space Station.
Touchdown confirmed.
During the early morning hours on October 17th, Russian cosmonaut Oleg Novitsky, along with Russian actress Yulia Peresild and producer Klim Shipenko, returned to Earth on their Soyuz MS-18 spacecraft. This was Novitsky's third mission that spanned over 3,000 orbits of Earth, covering over 80 million miles. Spacecraft participants Peresild and Shipenko returned to Earth with 12 days in space, during which they filmed portions of an upcoming movie titled Challenge. Research into growing plants in space continues with a spicy twist. As we prepare for long-duration missions further from Earth, it will be important for astronauts to grow their own food. Currently aboard the International Space Station, crew members are seeing the fruits of their labors in the advanced plant habitat, where chili peppers are emerging. Peppers are a good source of vitamin C, which will be an important dietary supplement for the long-duration missions in the future. NASA astronaut Megan MacArthur tweeted that the crew was just a few weeks away from harvesting and eating the first peppers in space, so stay tuned. The space station crew is preparing for the arrival of a Russian cargo ship. The Progress 79 resupply craft is scheduled to launch on October 27th from the Baikonur Cosmodrome in Kazakhstan. The launch of this Progress follows the relocation of the Progress 78 cargo craft currently on station from the Poisk module to the Noka module. NASA TV will provide live coverage of the launch on NASA TV, the agency's website, and the NASA app. Last week, we reported that 3 CubeSats developed by students were shot into space. We wanted to make a correction that it was the University of Massachusetts and not the University of Michigan that developed one of the CubeSats that was deployed from the space station. Our apologies for the error. That's Space to Ground for this week. Thanks so much for watching. We'll see you next week.
Located on Berkeley Parkway, and they're having a benefit that's being hosted by Derek Noddy called Happy 90 Days. It's a happy hour.
Subscribe
it's going to go
for
on
more
from 6 to 8 p.m. 6 to 8 p.m. this evening. If I had it. Uh-oh. My wife says she's getting 2 things. Oh, you're hearing that?
Houston Station on Space to Ground.
Welcome to Space to Ground. I'm Leah Cheshire Mustachio. 3 Russian space explorers are preparing for their return to Earth. On October 16th, Russian cosmonaut Oleg Novitsky will command the Soyuz spacecraft carrying Russian actress Yulia Peresild and producer Klim Shipenko as it undocks from the space station. Novitsky's mission will conclude after 191 days, bringing him to a career total of 531 days.
See if that'll take it out of there. It's still there? There. That got rid of it. Man, I tell you, so Space to Ground, is it still on there? Okay, Space to Ground, which was one of the shows that we do show on here, it seemed to have started up on its own, so we're sorry about that interruption, but welcome to the BFTAA and More show that's going on right now. And it's right here. This is me. I'm live. So sorry about that technical problem as I'm working from the remote location. But we're bringing you the show. And one of the things we do bring, and that was one of the shows that we bring, is coming from NASA. And we'd like to tell you a little bit about what goes on there so that you can, I know, as we talk about space, we were watching, and I think Strahan from the Good Morning America show is going to be going up into space on the Blue Origin rocket. So he's going up to space. Space is becoming more available to everybody now, and that is not necessarily a bad thing. I think one of the things they're doing now, though, is testing their rocket. They're getting the publicity. They're showing that they can carry payloads into space, because a lot of these companies, Elon Musk and Jeff Bezos and the guy from Virgin Atlantic, all of them are trying to be one of the companies that carry people, cargo, whatever, that does the space transport, not just to the space station or up into space as a ride, but to the moon and to Mars, because that's going to be a very growing industry. and that they're looking to cash in on it. So whoever gets some of the government contracts now to develop better rockets, develop more rockets, because it's been, what do we want to say, commercialized. It used to be that all the space travel, all that went on by governments. The United States government, Russian government, Chinese, French, all of the governments had the money to do the research, the development, to launch these rockets and satellites into space. But now they're wanting to turn it over to private industry. And that's the way development goes a lot of times, is that it's just like the internet. The internet that we all use now was started by the government. That was their research and development. That was part of our military system because they wanted a robust communication system that couldn't be destroyed in one nuclear attack. And the internet, which is so decentralized with servers all over the country, all over the world now, was that answer. So the internet that was, I think DARPA was the organization or the government entity that started defense something. I don't know what it all stands for, but different things that we have today come from a lot of government investment. Governments are developed, but then it's turned over to private industry, or private industry comes in to say they want to commercialize it and do more, or can do it better or faster, or that the money can be made by companies and not governments, because governments aren't in it to make money. So they develop these rockets, they build them, but they're not really making money off of them or charging a lot. And people can see the business aspect of it, and that's what a capitalistic society is about. So that's why we've got this race to space now. So Mr. Strahan and all of those, I think Captain Kirk, all of them have been going up into space, and it publicizes space travel. It makes it fun. This was the same thing they were doing with the first airplanes, with the lighter than air aircraft, the blimps and stuff that set records flying around the world and all that. Stars and rich people did it so that it would popularize it with the people, and that as it develops, it becomes something that we're all used to. It used to be that the common people, everyday working people, didn't fly on airplanes, and now that's the only way people want to travel from one place to another in the country is to fly. They used to take the train regularly, but flying was for rich people or sophisticated people and all of that. But it's changed. So that's what's going to happen with the space travel too. Right now, it's something that has changed from government to business going into it, and celebrities are going. And pretty soon, it's going to be getting down to where everyday people, you may decide to take a vacation on it. But that's not bad. So let's look at what's going on at NASA, the National Aeronautics and Space Administration, as you continue to listen to KUAW Radio. If you have any comments or things you want to get to us, just go to our Facebook page and KUAW-radio and send us a message there. You can also listen to us on our audio side. Our audio link, KUAW Radio, is on TuneIn. We're on the online radio box. We're on Get Me Radio. We're in Roku. Just type in KUAW Radio on a lot of your devices, and it will find us, and you can listen to a lot of our broadcasts right there. So we're going to move now from that to what's going on this week in NASA. And let's see what we've got here. This week is the 12th. No, not the 12th. What's this? This is the 6th. So let's see what's happening this week at NASA.
Replacing a space station communications antenna, another round of testing for our lunar roving robot, and discussing space policy and priorities. A few of the stories to tell you about this week at NASA. On December 2nd, NASA astronauts Tom Marshburn and Kayla Barron ventured outside the International Space Station for a spacewalk to replace a faulty antenna system. The antenna recently lost its ability to send signals to Earth via NASA's Tracking and Data Relay satellite system. Although the antenna's condition has had limited impact on station operations, mission managers decided to swap it out with a new antenna to ensure communications redundancy. NASA's Volatiles Investigating Polar Exploration Rover, or VIPER, went through a second round of egress testing at our Johnson Space Center. Similar to a car after a cross-country trip on an auto transport, Viper's egress is the process of the rover making its way out of the lunar lander and down onto the surface of the moon, albeit after a much longer journey from Earth to the moon. Viper is the agency's first lunar mobile robot and is scheduled to be delivered to the moon in late 2023 as part of our Commercial Lunar Payload Services initiative. On December 1st, the first National Space Council meeting under the Biden-Harris administration was held at the U.S. Institute of Peace in Washington. In her remarks, Vice President and Council Chair Kamala Harris touched on several topics, including the need for global cooperation to help make space exploration as safe as possible.
As activity in space grows, we must reaffirm, yes, the rights of all nations, and we must demand responsibility from all spacefaring nations. We must establish and expand rules and norms on safety and security, on transparency and cooperation.
The event also featured NASA Administrator Bill Nelson, who spoke about how NASA helps to inspire students to pursue educations and careers within a science, technology, engineering, and mathematics or STEM-focused area. Administrator Nelson and Deputy Administrator Pam Melroy visited our Marshall Space Flight Center on November 29th and 30th for a first-hand look at the center's vital work to advance the deep space exploration endeavors of our Artemis program. Marshall manages the agency's Space Launch System rocket, which will power the next generation of exploration under Artemis, including uncrewed and crewed flight tests around the moon that will pave the way for more complex missions to send astronauts to the moon in preparation for eventual human missions to Mars. NASA is accepting applications for new flight directors to lead highly trained teams during human spaceflight missions to the International Space Station and upcoming Artemis missions to the Moon, and eventually the first human missions to Mars. Qualified U.S. citizens can apply. For more details, visit nasa.gov/careers. That's what's up this week at NASA. For more on these and other stories, follow us on the web at nasa.gov/twan.
All right. Yeah, that's what's going on this week at NASA, the National Aeronautics and Space Administration. As it says, that's what can help get kids involved and inspired to study STEM-related fields, which is science, technology, engineering, and mathematics. And in that endeavor, the BFTAA, Black Family Technology Awareness Association, has restarted our VEX Robotics campaign or program. So right now, we are still recruiting students. We had students in there Saturday that if you know a young person from middle school through high school that would like to get involved in a competitive robotics program, we have that going on right now at the W.E.B. Du Bois Learning Center. That's where BFTAA works out of, and we are a partner with the W.E.B. Du Bois Learning Center. So this is one of the programs that we administer that they offer at W.E.B. Du Bois, and our robotics program is open right now. You can come in Saturday from 12:30 to 2:30 is when we're doing it, and the kids have been in. They've started on the robots, but we're still accepting students. We're going to have a smaller initial class this year than most years, so we're only looking for about 3 or 4 more students to come into the group, and then we're going to hold it at that because we don't want too large a crowd as long as this coronavirus is active as it is right now. So we're trying to stay safe and keep the kids a little farther apart, a little more hand sanitizing and mask wearing and those things, so that even though we're working with them again, we want to still be as safe as we possibly can. So, but if you want to get your child involved, contact us. You can email us at bftaa@sbcglobal.net. That is bftaa@sbcglobal.net. Yes, or you can go and leave a message on our Facebook page. If you go to the Black Family Technology Awareness Association BFTAA, go in there, leave us a message. You can leave the message on KUAW radio site, because KUAW is a program or project of the Black Family Technology Awareness Association and the W.E.B. Du Bois Learning Center. Also want to remind you that Kwanzaa time is here. Yes, Kwanzaa's coming up. This citywide Kwanzaa celebration is going to be happening starting December the 26th, back again at the Gym Theater. So if you remember Kwanzaa, if you've ever been to Kwanzaa, it's back. It was held up for a little while, but it's back. And for those of you that have never experienced a citywide Kwanzaa celebration, if you could find one night of the Kwanzaa week to come down, it'd be a great experience for you. There's a lot of people. It's a lot of fun. I know a lot of people celebrate Kwanzaa at home or in family gatherings, and that's very good. That's very well to do. But there is a citywide Kwanzaa celebration that is held at the Gym Theater, and it is sponsored by the National Black United Front, or hosted by the National Black United Front. There'll be vendors down there. There's a lot of performances. There's some historical information that you will get. It is really a great night. They give out awards. They have the youth participate in it. It's good. Last year was virtual. It wasn't quite the same as when we get down there all together. So remember, tell your friends this year, it's Kwanzaa time. Yes, when they ask you what time is it, it's Kwanzaa time. So Kwanzaa time starts the day after Christmas and runs to January the 1st. So December 26th to January 1st is the Kwanzaa celebration. Please get your family, your kids, your grandkids, your great-grandkids. Bring the whole family, cousins, uncles, aunties, everybody come down because it'll be Kwanzaa time at the gym. They start, I think the doors open at 6 p.m. It starts on time, too. So be sure and be ready for Kwanzaa this year. All right. So we showed you that. Now, what we start off with when you heard all that other noise in the background was a show called Space to Ground. I'm going to see if I can run Space to Ground now like it was supposed to run, and we'll see if we can pick that up. So right now, we're going to switch over to Space to Ground.
Airlock to modify the Port 4 truss structure and prepare the orbital lab for its third set of rollout solar arrays. You can watch the spacewalk on NASA TV, NASA.gov, and the NASA app. Coverage is set to begin at 7 a.m. Eastern Time. In science this week, new developments on biomining with microbes and investigating genes expression in space, with the 2020 Genes in Space Challenge winner kept astronauts busy aboard the orbiting laboratory. New results were recently published on the BioRock investigation, which demonstrated how microbes can extract rare earth elements from basalt in space. Basalt is a common rock on the Moon and Mars. The team has now shown that microbes can not only mine elements in space, but some microbes may also perform even better under such altered gravitational conditions. BioRock researchers observed an increase of vanadium biomining as much as 283% under reduced gravity conditions. These results show that biomining may be possible on a larger scale in space, extracting elements that humans need to sustain themselves independent of Earth. Some pharmaceuticals used to maintain astronauts.
Okay, sorry about that. We were trying to do something and it doesn't seem like it's going to work as far as the video. I know you guys could hear the Space to Ground, but it usually comes on with a video and we weren't able to give you the video also. So we will bring that again next week. We'll be able to do Space to Ground because I know some of you missed that. We also have another segment that we do from NASA that tells you a little bit about how to find the stars in the sky at this time of year, whatever time of year it is, and gives you some information on that. So we'll be bringing those two back to you when we're down in the studio next week. But right now, we're preparing for some other things that are coming up. Again, want to remind you that Derek Nottie, the Kansas City defensive tackle, and some of the other chiefs right now, Derek Nottie is hosting an event down at Bar K on Berkeley Plaza, and it's for the KC Pet Project. It's called Happy Nottie Days. Okay, Happy Nottie Days from Derek Nottie, and it's for the KC Pet Project. We gave away free tickets. If you were listening to Jessica Lynn last night, you had a chance to win you some tickets to go to this absolutely free. You can go down there now, but the cost is $40, and this is a fundraiser for the KC Pet Project. So there's going to be a lot of people down there having a great time. I don't know if I can bring that up to show you guys. But let me look right quick and see if I can find it on my phone. And I can give you the address of where you need to go. And that way you can find it and enjoy yourself. Let's see. Hang in there with me. This is live radio, unedited. We have to do it just as it is. We're coming to you right from KUAW Radio. And we're having a good time today. I hope you enjoyed it. It's a little chillier than it was yesterday, that's for sure. Now I'm trying to look at my post, or let's see if I can look at photos on here. I see videos. I don't see photos. There we go. I know we had them up here. But yeah, we're going to show you a little bit of one of my old shows too. Like I said, this is a hybrid rewind show. I wanted to show you part of what we're doing now. And now I'm going to bring you a little bit of a past BFTAA and more show. And then I will be back shortly. So sit back and relax. Let's see if we can get this media source up here. Yes, we can. So this is a little bit of the past of BFTAA and more. All right. Good afternoon, Kansas City. This is your host, Louis George Walker, coming to you with another edition of the BFTAA and More Show. Glad that you're here. It's a nice day out there, sunshiny. Last time I looked, I don't have any windows around me right now, but it's a pretty nice day out, or it was when I came in. That's been a couple of 2 or 3 hours ago. But welcome to the BFTAA and More Show. I'm your host, Louis George Walker, and I wanted to let you know that you are listening to KUAW, Knowledge, Understanding, and Wisdom Radio. We're a partnership with the W.E.B. Du Bois Learning Center right here in Kansas City, Missouri, located at 4510 East Linwood Boulevard. And we come to you every Monday from 5 to 5:45 to let you know what's going on with technology, things that are happening in the community, and just giving you a good general rundown of what's going on. So thank you for listening. I got to bring in my radio people. Yeah, there we go. I've got a couple of lines now so that I can bring in some of the other sites that we have. I've been down here working on the connection to make sure that we can get things up and out right. So I see I'm going out on Twitter and I'm going out on YouTube okay. Now I'm going to check to make sure that I'm going out on Facebook. As I've added some cards, did some little wiring around and seeing if this stuff is going to make a little difference. But we're glad we're in the new studio location. I just put a new card in my computer so that it uses less of my CPU bandwidth. I want to thank one of my coach volunteers here, Miguel, was talking about getting a capture card, and I found I did have a card at home that I wasn't using. Okay, yeah. Looks like I'm in there. I see Mildred is listening and checking it out, and I see myself and I can hear myself coming out on my phone. So, hey, this is us. We are here and we are glad that you are joining us. Yeah, technology is a fun thing, but I tell you, sometimes it can be frustrating We moved the radio studio from up on the third floor to the ground level of the WEB Du Bois Learning Center, and I wanted to make the wiring a little better, and I tell you, I've been working on it for about 3 weeks trying to get it right, but man, I feel like it's getting a lot better now. The only thing I've got left to hook up is our telephone so that our phone system comes in online with us. You can still call me, though. I can answer it, and we'll do it the old-fashioned way. I just hold the phone up close to the microphone so everybody else can hear you. So if you want to call, give me a call at 816-599-6893. That's 816-599-6893, and we can talk to you on the air. Also, you can listen to us right now on YouTube, on Facebook, on Twitch, and on Twitter. Just put in KUAW Radio, KUAW-radio on Facebook, KUAW Space Radio on YouTube, KUAW_radio on Twitter. And then on Twitch, just go KUAW Radio. You also can listen to the audio side of this if you are driving in your car right now or getting ready to leave work, getting in your car. Just get that Bluetooth connection on and bring up your radio and go to the TuneIn app. If you have the TuneIn app on your phone, put in KUAW and we'll be right there coming through your radio all the way home. So you can listen to us from here till if you're driving to Topeka, we're on the air. So be sure and do that. We're also on your Google and Amazon. If you want to pick us up at home on the audio side, just tell Alexa or tell your Google speaker to play KUAW Radio, and we'll be there. We'll be coming in. So we've got a lot of ways you can reach us. We're on the Get Me Radio. So if you also have a Roku television connection at home, search KUAW Radio in the radio side of Roku, and we're there. We're also on the Amazon Fire TV. We're on Apple TV. So we're on a lot of sites, Online Radio Bot, MyTuner, KUAWradio.org or KUAW.org. You can pick us up there. On Radio Garden, just go on the internet, search KUAW. There's a lot of ways you can reach us, and we're trying to find even more because we want you to be able to hear what's going on in Kansas City and what's going on around the world. And we want our listeners that are over in Europe and those in Africa and other places to be able to pick up what's going on in Kansas City right now. So we have, I think the last look, there was probably about 13 countries that were picking us up with a few listeners, some of them one or two, but we can be picked up on the internet worldwide. So we're just glad that you're with us today on KUAW Radio. I tell you, I feel pretty good too, because as I say, I got some of this working. I think it's going out okay, and if you guys can hear me, that's a great thing, because we've been having a few technical problems over the last 2 or 3 weeks down here, bringing our shows in on Zoom and those that come into the studio. So we're trying to get that all right so people can get more bang for their buck, and that's what we're doing. If you'd like to help out KUAW Radio, be sure and make a donation. You can go to our website, which is www.kuaw.org, or you can go on our Facebook page, KUAW-radio, and you can make a donation right there from your credit card or debit card, however you want, or you can mail us a donation. If you have a check and you don't trust the internet and stuff, mail it to KUAW Radio, care of the Black Family Technology Awareness Association, or just BFTAA, at Post Office Box 300166, Kansas City, Missouri 64130. So you can make that check out to KUAW and then mail it in an envelope, but address the envelope to BFTAA. That's the Black Family Technology Awareness Association, which is the parent group of this radio station. So mail it there to Post Office Box 300166, Kansas City, Missouri, zip code 64128. We will get the donations. We appreciate all of you that have been supporting us. We do get donations. Some people on the job support the Black Family Technology Awareness Association, which is the parent organization of this group. So you can make donations either way that you want, through Black Family Technology Awareness, and in the memo you can just put for KUAW Radio, or just send it. We'll be glad to get it. So we're going to talk a little bit later about some fundraising activities that we've got coming up, and we want you to be a part of it. Also, that we're looking for a couple of volunteers to help us with a fundraising event that we have coming up. So stay tuned, keep listening, and we'll get into that. Now, the Black Family Technology Awareness Association is about closing that digital divide, eliminating the digital divide that exists in the African American and other underserved communities throughout this country, throughout the world. And we do that by exposing families to technology. One of the things we push is our STEM technology, which is science, technology, engineering, and math, the STEM platform, rather, I should say. We try to get young people and families involved in STEM, and we want our kids to choose some STEM pathways in education to move forward. To that end, we have a robotics team right here at the Black Family Technology Awareness Association. It's through Vex Robotics. That's the platform we use. And we have a robotics team that we've just started back up. We've been off. We did a little bit of virtual robotics when the COVID first hit, but we basically haven't worked with our kids hands-on, where they could actually build the robots, where they really get the biggest influence out of it and appreciation for the work and the skills that they develop. But we've started back, and we're meeting on Saturdays right now. We're not meeting on Thursday and Saturday, which we usually do, but we're going to grow back up. We've got to take this slowly, but we want to do it good. We've got a new robotics lab that we're working out of. It's got plenty of room. So if you'd like to get your young person involved in our robotics program, we would love to have them. The robotics program right now is for middle and high school students. So 6th through 12th grade we can take. Our Lego program has not started back up, and we're working to get that put back together so that we can start working with the kids from 9 years old up till middle school. So those are the two programs we have. But right now, 6th grade through 12th grade, if you have a child that is interested in robotics, would like to be on part of a robotics team, they can join our youth technology club and be entitled to not just the robotics, but field trips that we go on. We're going to be going to the maker space. We have taken trips to Apple and to other places, but a lot of that's been held up right now because of COVID. But as soon as we can, we will be doing that again. We also have speakers and people bringing in technology for the kids to see and work with. So if you'd like to get involved with our Youth Technology Club and our Vex Robotics team, contact the Black Family Technology Awareness Association. We'll be glad to tell you about it, get you involved. You can enroll online if you go to www.bftaa.org. So www.bftaa.org will get you to the Black Family Technology Awareness, and there's an enrollment in the center of the page. There's a thing to enroll your child in the robotics program. Fill that out. We'll get an email. We'll definitely contact you. We had a lady that came down here and filled it out on our computers here just Saturday as we brought in a new student to our robotics program. So we'd like for you to get involved. Yeah, you can bring your kids down here Saturday from 12:30 to 2:30. We have them for 2 hours, and that's at the W.E.B. Du Bois Learning Center, 4510 East Linwood Boulevard. So you can enroll at home on your computer or on your phone, or you can enroll once you bring your child down here. But we won't be here this Saturday because of the Thanksgiving holiday weekend. So we'll be coming back the very next Saturday. Let's see what that date will be. Because we won't be here this Saturday, which is the 27th. So our next meeting for the kids is going to be December the 4th. So come down here December the 4th between 12:30 and 2:30 with your child, and you can enroll them in advance. If you need more information, holler at us at KUAW, at the Black Family Technology Awareness Association, or at KUAW. You can call the same number, 816-599-6893. and we can answer your questions. We'd love to get you involved in the robotics program. We need more young kids studying science, technology, engineering, mathematics, so that not only will it help them and their family in the future, but it will help the United States. It helps the world, because we need the inventors and the creators and the technologists that can help fight this global warming that we're going through and all of the other problems that we are suffering as far as energy and things like that. Well, we need kids that are creative and that are working on those type of problems. So it's not just for the kids, it's for all of us, that we get our kids, this next generation, involved and working in that. So I thank you. Well, that's part of my soapbox, and now I want to go into what we normally do here. Since we are about technology, one of the things we like to do is bring you some of the news from NASA, the National Aeronautics and Space Administration. We've got a couple of short podcast clips from NASA that are interesting. One is what's happening this week at NASA, and the other one's called Space to Ground, where you find out what's going on in space, bringing it back to ground. So we're going to go right now into this week at NASA. So hang on there. We'll see if I can get it started up here. Here we go with this week at NASA.
The space station crew is safe following a debris event. Our recently returned Crew 2 astronauts discussed their mission and what our Crew 1 astronauts did in Washington. A few of the stories to tell you about this week at NASA. On November 15th, Moscow Standard Time, the International Space Station Flight Control Team was notified about indications of a satellite breakup that had potential to create enough debris to pose a conjunction threat to the station. They directed the crew on board to close hatches to radio modules on the station and to shelter in spacecraft docked to the orbiting outpost for about 2 hours. The station is passing through or near the debris cloud every 90 minutes, but based on a risk assessment, the crew no longer needs to shelter and is safe at this time. NASA's SpaceX Crew 2 astronauts recently returned from the International Space Station. They took questions about their mission during a November 15th post-landing news conference, including a question about how responsive the crew was to a brief loss of attitude control the station experienced on October 15th.
We relied on our training, and it just kind of kicked in. The stuff that we thought we'd never ever use, we were using, and we worked really well together as a team to kind of get that situation back under control.
Crew 2 traveled more than 84 million miles during their 199 days in orbit and conducted hundreds of experiments while on board the space station. The astronauts of NASA's SpaceX Crew 1 mission were in the Washington, D.C. area during the week of November 15th to share experiences from their 167 days aboard the space station.
1, 2, 3.
They stopped by our Mary W. Jackson NASA headquarters building to present Administrator Bill Nelson and Deputy Administrator Pam Melroy with photo montages commemorating the mission.
Hi, thanks for coming. We really appreciate it.
Also at our headquarters, the crew shared imagery from their mission with NASA employees during a question and answer presentation. The astronauts also visited Capitol Hill to discuss the work being done aboard the space station with members of Congress and others visiting the Destination Station mobile exhibit and to highlight America's future deep space exploration plans. NASA has assigned astronaut Jessica Watkins to serve as a mission specialist on our upcoming SpaceX Crew 4 mission to the International Space Station. She joins fellow NASA astronauts Kjell Lindgren and Robert Hines, as well as European Space Agency astronaut Samantha Cristoforetti. The four are targeted for launch in April 2022. Our Double Asteroid Redirection Test, or DART mission, is targeted for launch no earlier than 1:20 a.m. Eastern Standard Time on November 24th from California's Vandenberg Space Force Base. The mission will help determine if intentionally crashing a spacecraft into an asteroid is an effective way to change the asteroid's course. Check out nasa.gov/DART for more about the mission and some online opportunities to share in the excitement of NASA's first planetary defense test mission. The Laser Communications Relay Demonstration, or LCRD, will be NASA's first end-to-end laser relay system. The technology demonstration will use invisible infrared lasers to transfer data between Earth and geosynchronous orbit at a rate of 1.2 gigabits per second. Laser communications offer data rates 10 to 100 times higher than traditional radio transmissions, which could enable future missions to transfer extraordinary amounts of data. LCRD is targeted for launch no earlier than December 4th from Cape Canaveral Space Force Station in Florida. That's what's up this week at NASA. For more on these and other stories, follow us on the web at nasa.gov/TWA.
All right. Yeah, that's what's going on this week at NASA. Some interesting things. I don't know if you caught that, but the debris. Okay, we're back. So that was just a past show from a couple of weeks ago talking about what's going on out at NASA, what's going on with the fundraising. I do want to say right now, too, thank you to everyone who gave during the Giving Tuesday event. Giving Tuesday was great for us. We raised some money. We're waiting to see from Facebook what our total take-in is, but it looks like we're in the hundreds of dollars, over maybe $500-600. It's not the thousands of dollars in some organizations, but that's all right. And then we have some funds that were donated that weren't through Facebook that we have to total up too. So we received some checks from people and some other donations that were made. We especially want to thank those that started fundraising drives on behalf of the Black Family Technology Awareness Association. Miss Lene Gray, one of our show hosts, Mr. Forrest Tyson, my wife Mildred Walker, all had started their own personal fundraisers to give to the Black Family Technology Awareness Association, and we're real thankful for that. So thank you to everybody that gave. You know, this is a nonprofit organization, and we don't sell a lot of products, and we mainly make it off of donations. So we have our robotics program. We've got this radio station. We have all of these things that we're doing and more things even planned to do as this coming year. Now that we're kind of back, you know, we're not 100% back because COVID is still with us, but we're starting to open up. So we're going to be sitting down planning in the next month as how we'll hit January 1 and start really rolling in things. Now, we're not going to do the Kansas City Youth Technology Fair that we usually do at Swope Park at the Southeast Community Center, or the Swope Parkway Community Center, because it just still is a little too risky to do those type of gatherings right now. So this will be the second year that we will have to cancel the Youth Technology Fair. But we will plan on doing some virtual events to kind of get you a little bit of what we do, a little bit of the excitement, and just to see what young people are doing, and to talk about the state of technology in the urban core. What we have, what is growing, what needs to be worked on, some of the people that are working on it. So we're going to do some panel discussions and, you know, try and have some things that are a little bit fun, but more informational that'll be going on. But we're going to be ready for next year, and we're going to do some things and get our youth involved. So stay tuned to KUAW and the Black Family Technology Awareness Association so you find out how we'll be growing and exciting things. We'll be doing a lot of virtual, but we're going to do some field trips and some other things for kids that are in our youth technology club. So stay tuned, keep watching, and be with us on that. Pray for us, you know, because it is rough trying to do things. And those of you that are working and find out the different things you have to try and do even on your job and with your kids at school and everything, it's been a change over the last almost 2 years now, but we went through a lot of changes, and it doesn't look like we're out of the woods yet, even though we're getting vaccinated and we're turning the corner. We still have a ways to go, especially as these new variants come out and people are still getting sick. So we're going to continue with what we're doing. So I want to thank you for joining us today. This is the BFTAA and More Show. I am your host, Louis George Walker. I want you to stay tuned because the next show we have up is Shifting Paradigms with B. Michael Long. So I'd like for you to stay tuned and be ready for some information and insight that you get on Shifting Paradigms with B. Michael Long. Also, continue listening to KUAW Radio. We've added some Christmas jazz, Christmas music into our lineup. So as we play our old school, our blues, our smooth jazz, and all of that, there's a little Christmas touch to all of it right now. So tune in to KUAW Radio. We're on 24 hours a day. That's right, 24 hours a day. KUAW Radio. Look us up on the web. We're on Facebook. We're on YouTube. But on the audio side, we're on Online Radio Box. We're on Radio Garden. We're on mytuner.com. We're on the TuneIn app. We're on Get Me Radio. We're on Roku. We're on Apple TV. We're on Fire TV. If you have a Google smart speaker or Amazon smart speaker, tell it to play KUAW, and you will hear us there too. So, and you get the latest shows on there. We have Warren Ballantyne on every day with his Truth Fighters. And we also have a couple of a cool jazz show that comes on, the weekly cool jazz show every Friday. And then over the weekend, we have Blues Time in the City with Rosine Bailey. So be sure and tune in to some of the shows that we're having. People are finding out about it. Also, you have about 15 minutes to get down to the kickoff of Happy Naughty Days that's being done by Chiefs defensive tackle. He's hosting this as a fundraiser for the KC Pet Project down at Bar K, 501 Berkeley Parkway. You ask, where's 501 Berkeley Parkway? Well, I had to look it up just to be sure. But it is down just east of the River Market, or in the River Market area, that new Berkeley Park around 3rd Street, 2nd Street, right down along the river. That's where they're having it. So Happy Naughty Days. Chiefs defensive tackle Derek Naughty is hosting a happy hour from 6 to 8 o'clock at the Bar K that's at 501 Berkeley Parkway. So that starts at 6 o'clock, runs to 8. It's a happy hour. So there'll be Chiefs players there along with Derek Naughty, and they're going to have a silent auction. They said one drink comes with your ticket, and a few other things. There's only a few tickets left to the public. I saw it was 18 or so left. So, you know, if you can get in there, get in there. We've sent 4 people that won tickets from KUAW Radio that are down there. So that's another reason to listen to KUAW Radio. You could be down there right now enjoying the sounds or enjoying the scene with Derek Naughty, the defensive tackle of the Kansas City Chiefs, as they raise funds for the KC Pet Project. So, hey, check it out. We'll talk to you later. Also, take a canned dog food down there for those pets that are in need. So, take canned dog food down to donate at the Bar K on 501 Berkeley Parkway. It's Happy Naughty Days being hosted by Chiefs defensive tackle Derek Naughty. All right, this is all we have for KUAW today. Thank you for listening. Hope you enjoyed yourself, and we'll see you next week. Stay tuned, 6 p.m. There'll be Shifting Paradigms. Yeah, Shifting Paradigms with B. Michael Long. All right, have a good one. Bye-bye.